welcome back to yet another episode of IDGF, where we simply
do not give a fuck.
Fuck your dog, fuck
Not
your
at
chicken,
all.
fuck your chicken strips.
Fuck your dead grandma.
And I know we've been going for a while, but I'm gonna tell you why. The last episode definitely got corrupted and just went to hell. It was a good episode too. Really good episode. Wish I could tell you what it was about, but it don't matter now because it's gone. So, but yeah, we got a special guest today. Got Moss in the house. Say something, Moss.
What's good?
What's up? Pharaoh's here too. He just quiet as hell. Exactly.
Good talk.
Bars. But yeah, it's something we do care about that we want to talk about. That Memphis beatdown with the Memphis police to that man. That shit was targeted. It was targeted. It was targeted. I don't even know how
Before we go into it,
yeah, I don't even know how to pronounce
I want to give that
Go
man
ahead.
a moment of silence though. Deadass.
Yeah, like R.I.P. I think his name was Tyrone.
It was Tyree Nichols.
Tyree Nichols. Yeah, I could have pronounced his name. But yeah, man, that was definitely aggravated. They pulled him out of his car on an alleged traffic stop, saying he was driving dangerously, right? Wasn't that what it was?
Yes, suspicion of reckless driving.
Suspicion at that. Not even they seen him, but suspicion. And not only did they pull him out, they pulled him out in the middle of traffic. Like this. Not
They
like
pulled him out in the intersection.
yes, then pull him over, pulled him out of his car. Like and
I wouldn't even consider that. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, what you about to say?
I wouldn't even consider that pulling out. They if that door wasn't open, they probably would have just smashed the window and drug him out that way. They was not playing.
Absolutely. And you could tell he wasn't out trying to outrun him either, because there was nothing in front of him from stopping him from leaving at all.
And he was trying to comply too.
He was trying to comply. He was asking him, why are you getting promoted? Which, as a citizen, you have the right to ask why this is happening. They just threw him on the ground, started threatening him about, I'm going to break your fucking arm, just being hella aggressive with him already. Pharaoh, we started the podcast. I don't know where you went. So, yeah, they threw him on the ground, threatened to break his arm, etc. off of suspicion of reckless driving. So when does suspicion of reckless driving say, okay, now I'm going to threaten to break your hand because you're not complying to be on the ground? Also, he was already on the ground. They brought him to the ground.
They had 3 people on top of him telling him to get on the ground, and he's just like, dude, I'm already on the ground. I don't need to have 3 dudes on top of me.
First of all, you don't need that many people for a traffic stop anyway.
Regardless.
It was definitely a setup. There's no way you can convince me that was not a setup. Because, like, I don't know about you, but I've only been pulled over by one person.
Yeah, a couple times I've been pulled over. It was one person that did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the sick part is he did run away from them, but let's be real, he was fearing for his life because they was really doing him the most dirty because he was already on the ground, had his hands behind his back. They were already aggravated before they even got there, 100%. And allegedly, I was told that he was having an affair with one of the officer's wives or girlfriend, except who this person is. Baby mama. So that's why allegedly, by the way, we're not entirely sure, but that's what I'm hearing.
And that's wild to me too.
Mm-hmm. And can we also say how out of all the body cams, we saw the body cams on, right? We seen what they were doing at the beginning. But I'm gonna tell you this: the body cams did not show when they were swinging at that man full force. They held him up. But this got caught by a street traffic cam, I believe. So they was holding him up, taking swings at him. Like I'm telling you, like they were cocking back their arm and just full sending it at his face. And you can see in the video, he's barely even able to stay conscious. He's over here falling around, and he's continued to take more hits to the brain, just constantly over and over. Also they was punching him when he at the start of it too. They was punching him and then maced him and punched him. It was just brutal assault at that point.
He was on the ground, getting beat, and then they all took a step back, and like homeboy started macing him, and then they started beating him again.
Oh, they didn't even take a step back.
Well, I mean, they wasn't on top of him, guys, because they didn't want to get the mace on him.
Yeah, they just wanted to make sure.
What hurt me the most was the fact, like during the whole situation, you could hear this man screaming for his mother.
Mm-hmm.
That was disturbing. Like, it's like
those cops get beat up in jail.
Bro, it's just the whole. It's just the whole.
Probably not gonna make it to jail.
It's the whole stigma of like the fact that people of color, as is, have trouble with the police as it is. So the fact that it's even worse now that we can't even find safety with our own people with that kind of power. That really bothers me even more. Because if anything, you should feel. I ain't gonna say you should feel safe, but you should feel a little bit more comfort if it was a black officer that was stopping.
No, it all.
Now, see, here's my thing, right? Here's my thing, right? If you're a police officer, as a civilian, you should feel safe around them regardless.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole thing is an issue. I shouldn't have to worry about getting beat up, shot in, or killed by a police officer, regardless of their race. But yeah, like you said though, if I have to worry about black officers too, that's really a problem. Like, that's foul.
And it's all about who you give power to, and that's the sad part about it. Giving their own person too much power to do whatever they want it's a serious issue.
And who are these cops? Like, you gonna beat him up? You gonna beat him up because dude was messing with your baby mama? First of all, if she's messing with some other guy or whatever, she's probably not even worth the energy you're putting into beating this guy up. So you need to move on with your fucking life.
And why do you take it into your hand and then you take it to your job where you're supposed to protect and serve, and you're losing the trust of all these people because you want to decide to get it back? Trying to call it a crime at that. Just hit them with anything just so you can do whatever you want to them. Now, and if those that street camera wasn't on, what would happen next? You probably would have got away with it.
Ain't nobody gonna hear about it.
Exactly. But then again, their cams were on from the beginning, but it wouldn't have shown that brutal shit that happened at the end, though.
Another thing that kills me is that I just completely lost my train of thought. My bad.
No, you good. But also another thing is, people, they wasn't doing all that. They did yank him out of the car in the incoming traffic and all of that. Well, they had the traffic blocked off, but it was a 4-way street. So yeah, they got him over, try to put his hands behind his back, which they actually did, but they wanted this man super vulnerable, like hands on his back, without even knowing what he's getting pulled out for, etc. But if you realize in a video where they're taking swings at him, there is nobody around. Nobody's around. It like he got put into a secluded park where there was only him there and the police officers. Like I said, sad world because they have guaranteed to turn off their body cams for that one, all of them, guarantee it.
And the thing that I'll bet.
No, you good? Go ahead.
The thing that kills, well, I was gonna say earlier, the thing that kills me is that people are not, and like them probably, and people are trying to justify it, saying he was resisting all this other stuff. You can clearly see that he was trying to comply, and they just like kept on going after that man.
Like they were threatening him, like I said, they was threatening him the moment they even got to him. I'm gonna break your fucking arm if you don't put your hands behind your arm. I mean, your hands behind your back. It's sad.
That was why they were dragging him out too.
Yep, and that was why they were dragging him. He's already on the ground. He's asking why am I getting pulled over? Why are you pulling me out? They wasn't telling him anything. Crazy. It's sick out here, and now he's dead for it. He's dead over some petty stuff people wanted to bring to work that was happening at home.
I hope those cops get the boy hose taken.
We can't say that, Pharaoh. But,
I am saying it.
Well, see, that's the thing. It affects me.
Actually,
but anyway,
no, I take that back. I hope nothing. I hope nothing terrible happens to those officers. But I hope they do get the therapy they need.
Facts.
I
The
felt
therapy
that.
they so much deserve. Everything they get in there, they're gonna deserve it.
Karma hit different in this life. That's all I'm
Oh
saying.
man, he's worrying about somebody else taking his girlfriend. He gonna be somebody's girlfriend.
See,
Yo, it's gonna be like that one. It's gonna be like that one clip where the dude was on the FaceTime with his family, and the other guy came up behind him. He's like, "I'm feeling romantical."
Exactly.
hey,
Yo,
yo,
Like it was sad. Yeah,
That-
I'm happy.
that was.
I'm happy
sick.
there was no close ups to that because bro was probably not looking good after that. They just threw him in the probably after they did what they did to him. They probably threw him in the back, just bloodied up.
Probably threw him in a ditch.
so what happened to the cops?
They got
They
arrested
all got arrested.
and tried with
Excellent.
with second degree murder and some other charges as well. Now, apparently there was a white cop there and didn't get charged at all. You seen his hands in a video holding a taser, but I'm not entirely sure if he was there for the second part where they were really just being immersively. I don't know how I feel about it because he at the same time he was trying to do a job thinking he probably was just called there with other people. I don't think he even knew about the situation.
Back up.
Yeah, exactly. Like either that or he was like the passenger of somebody's car and he was just answering a call. I really don't think he knew what was going on because he wasn't even there in the second videos, I believe. Yeah, he was the one holding the mace or taser, I believe.
Yeah, they while he was on the ground, the guy was tasing him.
Okay, so Mason him. Oh yeah, so he was there. He was definitely there.
Maced him and tased him.
Okay, so yeah, so he was there for the beating because they were striking him while he was down too, like straight face shots. While he wasn't even fighting back. That's the whole point of it too. The only thing he did was run away because he was fearful for his life, which he rightfully should have. Because at the end of the day, he ended up dying for it.
Mm-hmm.
It was injustice.
Yeah, so why are they all not in jail right now?
Like I said, they're probably I don't know
right to a fair trial.
Bail.
Yeah, right to a fair trial. Yeah, not innocent until proven guilty. But to be honest, there's video footage.
I mean, the evidence is all there.
Yeah,
like
it's gonna be a fast trial.
Roll the clip.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
Why?
Don't say that.
Why
Because
not?
the same thing happened to Rodney King, and they all got off, even with the tape.
That's fair. Even though it's different times, it's
my faith in humanity.
Cops are black. They're not getting away with that shit.
That too. I really highly believe they're not going to let them.
See, the thing that would go crazy is that if they tried and convicted all the black cops, but a white cop didn't get anything, then that would be an uproar.
That's another thing that pissed me off.
Yeah,
they arrested them. They arrested them in a heartbeat. But the guy who killed George Floyd, it took them months to get him convicted.
He was not going to get convicted unless the video wasn't there. And I'm gonna tell you let me tell you the real reason why they got rid of those police officers. When you have the whole world in an uproar against certain people, and they feel unjustified, they're going to fix that issue. That's why when tapes are not released, that's why they get away with so much stuff. They either sweep it under the carpet, or they could tell a false story that never gets the light of day. But when a whole world is in an uproar over a certain situation, the government's going to try to clean that up, or at least, like I said, try. Because I can't say the whole thing, especially for what what's his name? Was it Travis? Got his name.
Trayvon Martin.
Trayvon Martin, yeah, when he got shot for no fucking
Is that
reason.
the one with what's that guy's name? Who's the dude that shot him? What was his name?
I don't know. Wasn't it
something Zimmer, I think?
Oh,
George Zimmerman.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Nah, that guy, he's going to hell. Respectfully. Not respectfully. Anyway, because not only did he get away with it, he also sued the family that the kid they took away from him too. So I'm pretty sure he won.
What type of
what type of human does that? The one that's going to hell. So
faith in humanity has been lost.
Yeah, it's been lost for a very long time. We will hope for it to get better, but it just doesn't happen overnight. Over a year, Over a decade.
Yeah.
Probably not at all. But hey, we can wish for it.
Centuries.
Like it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But yeah,
It's just
my respects goes out to the family.
You know what I think is
Fire.
funny about it though?
What?
Here's what I think is funny about the whole situation, right? So, United States wasn't the only country to use slaves like the way they did, right? The UK also used slaves like that, right? Same thing with France. A lot of other countries use slaves or use black slaves, the way the United States did.
Mm-hmm.
But none of them have this seated racism in their community like we do here in the States. I'm not gonna say there's no racism whatsoever because there definitely is. They're not nearly as bad as they are here in the States.
Mhm.
I find that real interesting.
The thing that kills me is that the French people actually created the slave trade. So they were the ones that were actually like they're the ones who like
Believe
started
it.
the whole thing and actually like made a business out of it. And they're the people that are like one of the biggest like they're one of the biggest
Slave
anti-racist
traders.
like no
Oh
they're
yeah,
one of the
yeah.
biggest they're the one of the biggest like anti-racism movements ever.
I'm gonna tell you
So
why.
it's like how do you go from that to that? Are they just trying to cover their tracks or what is that?
Because we
They
don't learn
definitely
about
trying to
this
cover
in
their
school.
tracks.
They gonna cover tracks that nobody knows there. Let's be real.
Mhm.
We don't learn about that
See,
shit in school.
and that's another thing that kills me is that they don't teach history no more.
They don't
It's
teach
like
history. They should. They teach the history they
that's
want to
yes.
teach.
they
Yes.
teach history.
They teach the history they want to teach.
History is written by the victors.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
It's a it's a uh it's a POV from one person.
Mm. Mm.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's history for
And
you.
it's sad. It's how
I just say how history always comes down nowadays, where it's cops killing whoever for no reason. Now I'm gonna be honest with you, some of them were definitely just. I'm not gonna bring up what, because I'm not trying to cause an uproar. But if you're holding
When
something
you
that looks
say
like a
just,
gun,
what do you mean?
so like, so how do I be vague about it without trying to call it a certain event?
So you mean just like
And
probable
just like,
cause?
so there's like something like, all right, so if you're a cop, right, and there's a weapon pointed at you that it's in the shape of a gun. It's not a gun, but it's in the shape of a gun, but you're far away and you don't notice it.
See, me personally, like me as a human, like is me or you. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
I think
And that's
I think we all
humanistic.
have this fight or flight. You know what I'm talking about?
And like a lot of people
Me, I
expect.
have more of a fight than flight.
Mm-hmm. Like I'd rather be judged by 12 than carried by 9. You feel
By
me?
6.
6. Yup.
Yep.
But anyway,
There you go.
my thing is too, I'm not gonna be here and be like, oh, he should use his taser. If a gun is pointed at me, what makes you think I'm gonna use a taser?
I'm not. I'm being for real.
So like, that's when you come into play. When anytime I get pulled over, I don't care what it's for. My hands are on the dash for that one reason and one reason only. I'm scared for my life the moment you pull me over, and that's sad, but I am. My hands are on the dash. I'm shaking like a stripper. I need to know what's going on and what's happening next. Your body cam on, sir? All right, cool.
Sorry.
Mine is. Let me go and turn on my phone. My phone recording right now, and it sends to the cloud. Just make sure you know. So yeah, like, but it shouldn't be like that. When somebody pull you over, you should be a cop at least. It's supposed to be where you're relaxed, you feel safe. It is the 100% opposite. I don't feel safe.
It ain't like that.
Like Kanye said, who do we call to report crime when 911's doing the drive-by?
that ass.
Deep.
That's the sad part too. And who's to say when you do call them, right? And they already in a frenzy. What's stopping them from shooting you if they don't know what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I called you for help. Why am I in danger?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
At what point does it become a threatening situation also? Because that traffic stop was not a threatening situation.
At
It
all.
was for
Whatsoever.
the victim, It was for the victim,
Life threatening.
but it wasn't for them. They literally.
Yes,
But
it
I
was
mean,
like 5 against 1.
what did he do? What did he do that made them react the way that they did? Other than the fact that it was a setup, because I didn't see
What did
anything.
he do to make them niggas so mad?
Basically,
But now here's the question we need to ask ourselves: how do we stop this from happening in the future?
Can't.
Oh, here's what I say, right?
can't.
I'm
Here's
listening.
what I say, right? Can't.
Honestly, I think we're all in the same boat there. What
It comes down to human nature.
it comes down to human nature, giving the power to the wrong people, like I said before.
Mm-hmm.
But how do we know who the right people is? We don't. It's literally impossible to know.
People
So,
fake.
exactly. When it comes down to their own selfish needs, they're going to be fake about it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Anybody else got anything to add?
Nah.
No,
All right.
I think we touched on everything.
Yes, we did. I touched on everything. Anyway, so
Hey, yo.
shed a little light to the situation. But listen, this is the end of the podcast. Drop a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.